Hi, Colleen. You're muted. Oh, what a great background.
Yeah, that's my it's the second location for LDMM, so I'm here.
Wow. I blurred my background because I just switched around my office and I no longer have a pretty background anymore. I'm jealous that you just have this natural, picturesque background.
Right? You thought it was one of those background things?
No, I knew it was real, but I mean, I knew it was real, but it's still really striking to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
amazing.
so in this location, so what I've done is I have uh so I moved out of my place, my personal home, and because I'm going to be spending more time in the US for because my job has gotten more aggressive, my day job, and is requiring me to have a physical presence in the States more often.
Mm,
So I'm going to be there most of the year and
wow.
here a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 months out the year, kind of spread out throughout the year. So instead of just, getting a place where um, I just live there, but I'm not there 7 months out the year, 8 months out the year, then I thought I'd get a new place that can serve as kind of like an accommodations overflow for our first location because we only have 3 rooms there, and this one has an extra 4 rooms, so now we have seven altogether. And then I can live here when I'm here in the main bedroom and have the rest of the space operate as accommodation and a dance studio.
Wow, that's amazing. You've had to pivot very quickly.
Yeah.
Good for you. Wow.
Yeah, so I just came from Costa Rica a couple days ago.
Wow.
And I moved literally the next day, moved into this location because I was in Costa Rica for work for my day job. And so
Okay.
I had to come here and just move really quickly because then I have to be back in the States in a couple weeks. So
Wow. That's
uh,
amazing.
things had to be pretty
I
fast.
bet your equilibrium is all discombobulated with the time zone changes. Because
Girl, half the time
yeah,
I don't know where I'm at, what I'm like. I'm just like, where am I right now? So that's why I was freaking out about it. I mean, I was just like, wait a minute, no, okay, this is wrong. I think it was still calibrating where I was. So I like checked a million times, but I'm glad I made it. I'm here, and I see Cynthia is on.
yes. Hello, Cynthia. Welcome.
Hi there. How are you guys?
Good.
Hi, Cynthia.
We might be a small group today, which is perfectly fine. There are
Ooh.
4 people who said they were going to make it to this info session. Hopefully everybody still joins us. Um, I'm not positive if Najiri from Kenya is going to come. Hopefully, I've reached out to her last time we got our wires crossed with the time change, but hopefully she'll be here. But I'm glad you're here, Carlene, all the way from South Africa. And Cynthia, I'm not sure where you are from yet. Where are you from?
I am in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Oh, okay, East Coast. That's where I'm originally from.
Oh, nice.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
You couldn't tell with my accent? No.
The
I've been in
Boston, the
I've been in
Boston.
I've been in DC for a long time. But no, I was born in Brighton, raised in Stoughton in Brockton, and graduated from Stonehill College in Easton. So
Nice.
Oh, okay.
very Massachusetts, but no longer. Are you originally from Massachusetts, Cynthia?
I'm not. I'm originally from Philly. Um,
Okay.
Born and raised in Philly, and then I was a transplant. So I went to school here, and then my ex became a professor, and we relocated from um, Pennsylvania to here, and I've been here ever since. For it's been about 23 years.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow. You must not mind the cold.
No, actually, I I truly embrace the cold.
Really?
Yes, I love
In
it.
real life?
Yeah, yep, it's nice.
And Curly's trying to get away from it.
I try to be anywhere that's cold. I leave while they're cold season and go somewhere else and then come back when it's not cold no more. I'm glad my work is remote that allows me to be like, oh, it's cold up in this motherfucker. I'm out for 3 months. See y'all in the springtime.
Because you moved to South Africa from California?
Yeah, I
Okay.
moved from the Bay Area like almost 8 years ago now. And so, but the Bay Area has really decent weather mostly, and I'm from Miami, and I'm Haitian, so like I can't do anything below 60 degrees.
What's the temperature, Cynthia, right now?
It's about 40. It's nice. It's a nice day to me.
Okay. It's a nice
Yeah,
day. I think
yeah.
we have a little wet rain here in DC, and I think we're gonna get up to 63, but I definitely my heat's on 70 right now. And
I
I
don't have
wasn't
my
even
heat
trying
on
to
at
turn on
all.
my heat this winter.
No, see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. These are the challenges I can't really face. And I see Krisha just joined us.
Hi, Krisha, welcome.
Oh, sorry, I'm muted. Hi, how are you guys?
Well, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. We were just chatting, waiting for everybody to join us. We're not going to delay too much longer. But where are you calling in from, Krisha? We were just sharing where we're from and what the weather's like right now. Oh, you're still muted, Krisha.
Okay, I am from Chicago, actually, the suburb.
Another one.
It's cold. You're from DC, right, Lisa?
Yes, I live in DC. Cynthia is from Pennsylvania, but is in Massachusetts. And Perlene is in South Africa right now, but
Oh,
from the Bay, Florida area. And so
Yeah.
yeah, we have all different temperatures going on right now, but you might be the coldest. I don't know. Chicago, Massachusetts.
Not Chicago's brutal though.
Oh,
Chicago's brutal. That the winter is brutal.
you know what? Since global warming, things have changed a little bit, just a little bit,
Really?
a little bit.
all right. I'm still not going there in the dead
Okay.
of winter
All
or the
right.
dead of summer, but maybe sometime in the spring or the fall.
That's
Cool.
right.
I can't hang. Well, we were waiting for two other people, but I don't want to delay too much longer. I want to get started because we have a lot of good stuff to share with this presentation and of course learning about you and what you guys are interested in regarding traveling. And then of course we have Perlene on, our special guest from South Africa. She's our Lesbifriends travel partner when you go to South Africa and hopefully many other places that we'll go to because she is very well traveled and has a whole business that we are working together with. But I thought that it's my first time meeting both of you, I believe. No, I'm pretty sure it's my first time meeting both of you. So what I typically do is like a gentle icebreaker. We've already kind of started. We know names, we know where we're calling from, but also I'll get one or two other tidbits of facts before we head into the presentation. And throughout the presentation, it's going to be um, not just me talking at you or Carlene sharing all the fun stuff that's going to happen on our South Africa trip, but it's going to be interactive and we want to learn about you equally and, your taste as a traveler and where you want to go and things you're interested in doing while you're traveling so that if, we don't have the travel experience that you're interested in quite yet, that we can potentially curate that and we can go on a trip with Lesbifriends travel in the future. So we already did names. We already know where we are each other is from. So let's share a place that we have been to, maybe in the last 5 years. Just one place. It could be domestic or international that we really loved and we would recommend going back to. And then if you want to share an anecdote or a reason why you would recommend that, feel free. So that's task one. And then task two, because, we have to balance it out. I would also like to know maybe somewhere you've been that you might not recommend a queer group of women go to. I have a few places myself. It's just good to know for safety reasons, for, energy reasons, where people might not recommend you travel to. So where you really would love to recommend, where you really had a great experience, you would send people to, and then maybe where you would shy away from telling people to go to. All right, Curleen, you want to start? Curleen just came
Okay.
back from Costa Rica 2 seconds ago, so she has.
I just got back from Costa Rica. I love Costa Rica. It actually reminds me of the country that I am thinking of that I fell in love with, which is Lesotho, which is not too far from South Africa. I think I might have even shared this with you, Lisa. I'm not sure. Yeah, because I told you we should road trip and go along the coast of South Africa, because usually when people think of South Africa, they think of just kind of Johannesburg and Cape Town. But I've traveled the country, and it's really a sight. And so I really encourage people to kind of like play around with some of the areas. But when I went to Lesotho, it's nicknamed kind of like a King of the Mountains, and rightfully so. The entire country is peopled with mountains, just like majestic mountains. Like you can't escape it. Villages and homes and businesses are built in the middle of the mountains. And so it's pretty much landlocked. There isn't a lot of like water or ocean life there, but there are rivers and dams and things and waterfalls and things like that, especially that flow through the community. So there are entire bodies of water that flow through communities, and it was just, I remember I drove there the first time, and I remember a part of it is because I was high as I was driving in, so so maybe that has something to do with it. But I was just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful, it's so pretty. And I started thinking about my life, and like, all the things happen, having high talk, getting real deep, so, and as I've gone, I just spent more time in the country, and have established a relationship with a lot of the locals there, and highly recommend it. I like that they still maintain the king queen hierarchy or governance system, so they don't have like a president. They have a king and a queen, and each villages still have like chiefs, of which a lot of them are women, female chiefs, elders of the space. So I think that was just really telling, and I like the idea when you walk into the country is it's like welcome to the kingdom of Lesotho. Feels very Wakanda-ish to me. Yeah, so I
So
definitely
you're saying
recommend it.
we should go to Lesotho and very soon for a future trip. That sounds amazing.
Nice. Well, I'll go next because I'm having a daughter issue soon, so I want to just get this out soon. So the last place that I think it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, was Sweden. It's called a little city called Malmo, right across from Copenhagen. So you could get on a train and drive into and ride into Copenhagen, and there was this um place in Copenhagen. I forget the name of it, but it's like a small district, and it was just, you go there and you can buy whatever you want. So um, we went, and we had a great time. We bought a few edibles, and um, and a few other things, and we had an awesome time. It was it's a great place. It's a great city. Everyone was really nice. One of the things that stood out the most to me was when I was in Malmo. We went to a beach side and no one was on their phones. Everyone was engaged and then talking to each other. There was, so here in Massachusetts, I see a lot of people when you're on the subway or whatever, everyone is on their phone. There's never any interaction with anyone because you're so engrossed in your phone. But here, when I was in Sweden and Malmo, we're at the beach and everyone was talking to each other. No one was using their phone. I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice. That is pretty cool.
Thank you for sharing that. When I think of Sweden, I don't think of the beach. So thank you for bringing that perspective
Right?
as well. Sounds like a great place to look into. Thank you. Trisha, do you have a place you would recommend?
Actually, some of the places that I've gone, you guys you have on your list already. So,
Really?
and I was so surprised when I read across your I think it was an Eventbrite, and then I went to your website and it's like, oh my God, these are wonderful places. And I just came from Bali and Thailand the beginning of this year, and it's absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. And so I would say you are on the right track with all the beautiful most. So good job. One of the So great job. All of the places that I wanted to go. I heard, this isn't a personal experience, but a friend of mine told me about Puerto Vallarta has like a gay resort, like a whole, hotels that is just the whole beach is just all for queer and gay, and it's the whole resort. And I think he sent me the name or something, but I'd have to look through my text messages. But that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be worth looking into. And this is a male friend that went?
A male friend, gay male friend.
Okay.
And he said, this is just amazing. It's in Puerto Vallarta. I do have the name. I just can't think of it right
Okay, I can Google
Nice.
it. And I might have even heard of it before, but thank you for sharing that. Did you do Bali and Thailand back to back?
now. I did. I was there for 13 days. I stayed. Yes. Yeah, I did. Have some beautiful pictures.
Oh wow, I bet. Oh, that's exciting. Well, we're gonna just be at your heels, doing the same thing, hopefully. I've never been to either, and yes, they're very coveted on people's wish list, which is why they are both places we're going to next year. So thank you for sharing. Well, we don't have to get into the not recommended places right now. We can just get into the places that we are heading to this next year. And I'm gonna skip around a little bit, but first I'm gonna start the introduction. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Typically I would go in order of the trips that we're going to, and Deep Creek is the first trip that we're going to in February. That's a local trip in Maryland, uh, about 3.5 hours away from DC, about 4 hours from New York. But it's sold out, so no need to share too much information about that trip. We can just go right straight into South Africa, which is a room that is a where Carlene is co-hosting this trip and where we have room for other people to attend. So I'm going to share my screen with everyone. And right now you should be able to see a screen, a very colorful screen with a logo that says Lesbifriends Travel, hopefully on the first page.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so I will just share a little bit about the company and then we will get into these trips. Did the screen progress to where it shows a picture of me and an alpaca by chance?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sometimes Canva is not my friend. Okay. So welcome everyone to Lesbifriends Travel. Our mission is pretty simple. We are here to craft unforgettable and affordable travel experiences exclusively for queer, Black, and Brown women within the LGBTQIA plus community. We're not just about exploring new places, but we're about weaving threads of connection and friendship that last a lifetime among lesbian friends. That's what we call our group. So if you ever come to an event, you come to a trip, you're on our email list, you are officially a lesbian friend. A little bit about me. I personally have traveled just based on passion for travel, interest, not actually any travel for work. I've traveled for personal reasons to over 50 countries, and I've been fortunate enough to have pretty remarkable experiences that have been very budget friendly, staying in hostels, to more luxurious experiences, staying in five-star hotels and resorts. And I am a frugal person by nature, and I want to create a healthy balance amongst our community. So I would like to be able to offer both sides of that and all things in between to the community what as I create these travel experiences for women of color. I would also like to say that we don't, everybody is welcome. So while we do, this space is for us and by us, there are people who are non-melanated who might come on a trip, or allies or family members, but mostly this is a women-based group, that so you're going to be in like-mind company, with professional women, in their 30s through 30s and 40s mostly, some even in their 50s. But it's a really good group. I can say that about every trip I've had. It's been very fortunate. Okay, some of the places we are headed, just as an overview in 2024 and 2025, and still building these out. But some things, as you can see, Krisha, from the website have been solidified. If you can see them, if you can book them, then we are going there. So we're going to Deep Creek in February. That is our annual winter trip that we've done for the last 11 plus years. And it sells out pretty quickly. I'm actually contemplating getting another house and opening it up to more participants because there's a wait list of 15 people right now, and we sold out with 25 spots within a month. The next place we're going, which is probably the place I'm most excited about, is South Africa. And I'm not just saying that, Charlene, because you're here, but this is one of the first international trips that was planned for the group. I've been hosting these trips and events for 10 plus years, quite enjoy them. And before pivoting to mostly doing travel opportunities, I have been doing events. So I've had over 50 events and about 15 trips now, just for the group. And most of the trips have been domestic. But I saw a need for people and a desire for people who wanted to travel internationally, which is why we pivoted and we are mostly doing international trips moving forward. But this is one of the first trips that was thought of, planned, and I'm very excited to take people to South Africa and partner with Caroline to do so. We are also going to Puerto Rico for a wellness retreat in May, with another travel partner who's a lesbian friend. Met her, and she's been a part of the community in DC for 10 plus years. She moved to Puerto Rico a couple years ago, and she has a wellness company. So we partnered to bring together a very powerful 6-day experience in Puerto Rico in May. Then we are heading to Bali in June. Also super excited to work with another local group in Bali. They are a queer boy group, and we curated this trip so we get the best of the queer community, local community, but also we want the cultural experiences and the hidden gems that not everybody who comes to Bali might be privy to. Then we're going to Kenya in August, another another partner that I'm working with who lives in Kenya. She's a travel partner and she's on the ground. This is going to be a very intimate 16-person experience to um, have a little bit of the countryside as well as the beach side and the cityscape as well in Kenya for 10 days. And then lastly, for today, we're going to be talking about Portugal and Spain in October, where we will get to do a lot of cultural things and see a lot of architecture and have experiences with tapas and flamenco dancing. And of course, I studied abroad in Europe. Europe's a great place to visit for a lot of culture and history as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna breeze by Deep Creek. I don't even want to tempt you guys. It's gonna be a great time, but you can go to Deep Creek next year because we will be there. We do this every year, so we'll go back. This is our annual trip. You can see pictures from the experience. It's a lot of fun, and it's a nice, cost-effective trip for people who don't want to break the bank. As you can see, my prices started at $400 for an all-inclusive 3-day, 4-day trip. But without further ado, Ferline, I want to let you talk about South Africa because this is your bread and butter. You live there, you know better than all of us what this experience is going to be like. So I will let you share. And when you want me to, I'm sorry, I'm controlling the slides, Trisha. So when you want me to move, because Ferline, stay over there. When you want me to move the next slide, just let me know. Next slide.
Yeah, it looks like from this picture, if it is in South Africa, because I know sometimes is this a South African photo?
It is.
That means it's in Cape Town.
Yes, it's Cape Town particularly.
Yeah, so this is because from the colors, I don't anywhere that colorful in Joburg. Not that we don't have color here. In fact, we have the most color here in Johannesburg, but in terms of its aesthetic, it definitely leans towards Cape Town vibes. And I see I see the kind of the start of the hills going as you drive down. So that's what you'll also experience in Cape Town. Cape Town is visually probably one of the most beautiful places you'll go. It is extremely picturesque. We also have our own mountains here, not as salacious as what I saw in Lesotho, but definitely on par. And just for a little bit of history, a part of it is because so South Africa has 5 neighboring countries that were not neighboring a while ago, and so colonizers came and took their little crayons and, and did a thing and then separated us all. And so the bordering countries are Mozambique, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, and Swaziland. So you can go in either direction when you're in the country and run within 3 to 6 hours, run into any of those 5 countries. So that's pretty dope. So that's how my kind of spread into travel once I landed in South Africa. I was able to just say, oh, I want to take a day trip or go for somewhere and just go to one of the neighboring countries. So you can knock out 6 countries in like 2 months just by being in South Africa. So that's the dope spot. So you can go to the next slide.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
The error. Just the date.
Yeah, so Farmhouse 58. So what I wanted to do when I curated this itinerary is I wanted to kind of go away from some of the more touristy kind of things that you might encounter if you just kind of like put in 7-day trip to South Africa and on Google, and like a lot of different things will come up. So I try to do a blend of some of that stuff, but have most of it be in ways in places that you can you can feel yourself, like really feel yourself. For some people, this might be their first time going to Africa. And I think that for people of color, that's a monumental feat, an accomplishment, to be honest, to just to have been able to come to Africa and not necessarily just see, kind of the things that have driven tourism and capitalism, but really to connect with the land. So Farmhouse 58 is kind of like a resort area out near some place called the Cradle of Humankind. And the Cradle of Humankind, that is on the itinerary as well, is a museum that really features a lot of the original heritage of some of the original people of Southern Africa. And so I think that that's like a really cool historical implant that we could lean on. And Farmhouse 58, it's situated on, I don't know, I think it's something like 120 acres or something. And it also partners with an art reservoir called Nyrox, which is also on your itinerary, and you can go and see some of this stuff yourself. So they have I tried to build in a lot of R&R, because a lot of times, again, we go to these trips and you're like doing everything. You're hang gliding, you roller coaster, you snorkeling, and so by the time you come from your vacation, you need a vacation from your vacation. You're like, I'm tired as hell. I went there to rest and didn't do not no resting. So so what I try to do is I try to weave that in as well. So there is kind of like a selection of things from hiking to mindful walking to cycling to meditation to all kinds of things that can happen at Farmhouse 58, and it's just an amazing location. We have a really good relationship with them for my company in South Africa. So I think you'll really appreciate Farmhouse 58. You can go next. The President Hotel. I haven't personally been to the President Hotel. My partner, my travel vendor is the one that I use for a lot of our Cape Town trips, and the President Hotel is said to be one of the nicest hotels in Cape Town. It's centrally located, as well as given access to some of Cape Town's most highlighted features, such as Sea Point Promenade, which I've been to, Lion's Head, which I've been to. So I've been to a lot of the places that are not too far from that hotel, and you can also do some self-exploration too by being there. And the accommodations are very similar to what you'll experience at any 4 or 5 star hotel. So let's do hey, so I love Soweto. So we all know, I don't know, we do all know, but the history of Soweto itself, which you'll learn there with a local guide. So again, I use people born there, from there, raised there, eat there, got kids there, with school there, those types of things. So they're really entrenched in the community. In Soweto, the word itself means the southwestern townships. So that's where the word came from. During the uprising in the early 90s, towards the end of apartheid. So I think South Africa in general is a very special place for Black people. It's an interesting country in so many ways, very layered in its history. Just to think that, I don't know, 30 years ago, they were an enslaved country. That's just wild to me. You know what I mean? Just to think, 30 years is not a long time. And to see how far they've come with that. And Soweto is one of the few places that has maintained a lot of the spirit of South Africa. So I'm excited to share that with you all. Nyrox. Nyrox I spoke to around. It's connected to Farmhouse 58, owned by the same people. Most of the land unfortunately is owned by white people, as we'll see a lot of happening in Africa. But there's a lot of traction to move that in a different direction right now. But Nyrox is an internationally renowned art space with an art residency, a beautiful restaurant called And Then There Was Fire, that features Portuguese and African cuisine. So I'm really looking forward. It's a sculpture part, so they work on a lot of what do they call large form art. So you're basically walking to through these huge, beautiful sculptures in the middle of a park. Creative Humankind I spoke of. So some of the things that I hope that you all can kind of dig your feet into. Again, all of the kind of energy work that I tried to build into there. The Apartheid Museum. What I have to say about the Apartheid, just have a good stomach. It's just, for me, it's hard to see. It's definitely a part of history that is worth seeing and worth exploring. But it speaks to a very painful time in the life of African people. So, but definitely a must go. Sakumzi is an amazing original restaurant that's been around for, I don't know, decades in Soweto. So you'll get a lot of traditional food there. And by traditional food, so South Africa is really interesting when we talk about the food here. If you want to get to indigenous food, you will have to go tribal. You'll have to go. So there are 11 official languages and about a dozen languages that are about to go extinct, so that people are working on preserving. And the food is mostly the popular food is around things that were colonized from the British, from the Dutch, from the German, and so that's what you'll see a lot of dishes in mostly in restaurants are Dutch, English, British kind of stuff, but then it's woven into some of the traditional meals that come from various tribes that are connected to each of the 9 languages, because the other 2 official languages are English and Afrikaans. And Sacred Table. So Sacred Table. So I'm a professional chef, and I own a company called Lang de Moon. And Lang de Moon is a private membership based space. It's for artists, creatives, and spiritual workers. And one of our signature experiences is called Sacred Table, which is an interactive multi-sensory dining experience. So it's like no other dining experience you've probably ever experienced. Hopefully it's something new for you. But what I try to do is I draw on all the senses and bring them literally to the table and experience. I have a creative team of belly dancers, fire breathers, percussionists, dancers, poets, aerial spinners, all kinds of people that we come together around a specific theme, where food is the current that runs through it, but art is the thing that really showcases how I consider art a form of spirituality. So I'm excited to present that for you during your time with us. Table Mountain. Table Mountain is one of the highest peak mountains in Cape Town. You can zip line. You'll be zip lining. You can walk up there. Some people hike up there. I haven't hiked up there yet. I recently started hiking a couple years ago. But Table Mountain is very popular. And when you come into Cape Town, it's probably one of the first things you'll see as you're driving away from the airport. So also extremely picturesque. Like I said, it's probably one of the most pretty places you'll go just by the scenery itself. And snorkeling with the seals, done it, love it. Like to see the seals when I've got the little snorkeling thing on. And then the Cape Winelands. So what we're looking at is 3 really iconic vineyards in the Western Cape that will definitely take your breath away.
All right, and then last but not least, I'm not going to expect you to do this part for me. Just so for people who are interested in coming on this trip, there is one more month left to join this trip. We are at about 20 people now, and it will close 3 months before the trip so that we can plan accordingly. So you have just a month to book if you're interested. Double occupancy starts at 30 to 95. Flights are fairly affordable. I just booked my flights for myself and a couple other people coming on the trip. Just as a bonus, I guess, to help them out. But they're pretty affordable right now. And if you wanted a single occupancy, there's also an upgrade cost for that as well if you want a little bit of privacy. You're muted, Curly, if you're trying to say. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed your question.
Oh no, I didn't know if you were trying to say anything about
Oh, no, 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 no.
that.
I mean, the only other thing that's not on the slides, is because it was kind of an addendum, or you asked me, about nightlife, things, and just the queer atmosphere, and the queer vibration here in Johannesburg, well, South Africa in general. But so the queer life here is vibrant, popping, hot, on. Like I was just like, out of you could tongue your woman down in the middle of the street, won't nobody even say nothing to you. So that's just like, they were like, oh, look what they doing, that's cute. So like, literally, well, nobody say nothing to you. And there's South Africa is party central. you there is never not nothing to do here. So as far as like nightlife and things to get into, that is abundant. There are lots of different areas and districts, and both in Cape Town and in Johannesburg, that will not disappoint you. So, and just a caveat with like queer PDA, in the main cities in Johannesburg, that's fine, and in Cape Town, but like a lot of other countries, you just want to be mindful. You don't want to do this in villages. You want to be very kosher in villages, because there are some people that still maintain some of the ignorance that we encounter in terms of discrimination. But generally speaking, within the cities and things like that, you are 1,000,000% safe, fine, secure, and free to love however you love, and to have fun however you have fun. So that's a plus. And South Africa is the only country on the continent that acknowledges same-sex marriage rights. So that's one of the reasons why I moved here.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so we'll open it up for questions about South Africa, the trip, or if you just have any questions for Charlene, she's my hero. I want to move to the continent. Um, I'm not that bold yet. I have not taken.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Any questions, thoughts?
No, I don't really have any. I've actually been to South Africa, but I haven't been to those places. I've been to Table Mountain. I did hike Table Mountain, but that was some years ago. Um, I would love to go on the trip. And what month? Can you remind me again? Are you going?
It's April.
April.
So we're
Okay.
going April 11th through the 19th.
Okay. So I'm a school teacher, and so I try to coordinate my trips around the times that I have breaks. So this trip won't work for me, but I am looking seriously at the ones that you'll have in possibly June and August.
June.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. And just for those of us who might want to experience this again, this is not going to be this is our first trip together, but not our last. So we are going to do other trips together. It's good to know that, I did try to build in some trips for the teachers, for people in education. So I'm glad that there's trips that might pique your interest in those months. But hopefully South Africa and, Perlene and I's partnership just moving forward will be to bring people to other places in Africa on an annual basis.
Yes,
Um,
I'm seriously interested in, I think you have a Kenya one coming up.
Yes, that is still taking place. And I'm even talking about, with that travel partner. We've also been talking about Ghana because she's hosting trips in Ghana as well. But Carlene and I are going to work together in other, to bring, people to the continent multiple times a year. South Africa might just be an annual trip that we do,
Oh, great.
every year. So, and we'll try to play around with the dates just in case, there are other educators who want to go and might work better in a different time frame for them.
Yeah, the itinerary sounds awesome. I would have loved to done that.
Caroline, you're muted. And yes, it does. Caroline helped me revamp my itinerary. It was very vanilla before and very touristy, and she's helped me make it, more authentic. And yeah.
Yeah, I don't do vanilla. So, but December and January are summer here. So, and it's winter in the States. So I know a lot of people have some time off, particularly teachers and educators have time off, which is December. What the saying here is that it's not a month, it's a lifestyle, because it is ridiculous in December, like lit central. Like, it don't even make no sense. Like, what happens in December here? It's really crazy what happens in December here. So, because it's the beginning of the summer and people are like, yay! So just to think about, Lisa, December, January are good months, and it should be good too for people in the States who are, need to go away for the holidays and have some time.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you. I'm gonna ask. Okay, are there any other questions? Thank you for that comment, Cynthia.
I actually signed up because my interest was in the Puerto Rico trip. But I think I want to go to South Africa now. So,
I
and
think you do, Krisha. I think you do, Krisha.
and it's my birthday. It's the week of my birthday when you guys are going. So
I mean, I think you do, Krisha. Stop playing with your life and get on this thing now.
oh man, you made it so inviting and very so I'm pretty I would love to go actually. It looks like it's going to be an adventure. So um I may need to change I signed up for Puerto Rico, but I think I will do South Africa. I've never been before. And never I wanted the queer experience, the gay experience. When I've been taking my trips, it's just been with either by myself or with my straight friends. So finding this group was it was so refreshing. And so I was like, oh my God, this is just what I've always thought about, just being around like-minded. Um, I believe in diversity, don't get me wrong, but just something about being around people like you. It's just a different experience.
Yeah, and I think the other thing here, because English is a dominant language, that's helpful. Not that it has to be as you travel, because the purpose of travel is to open you up culturally, right? But I think that that's very helpful here. Because I've been here 7, 8 years, business happens in English, so I haven't really knuckled down to learn one of the 9 languages. But what I do know is a little bit in all 9 languages, because
Wow.
because everybody here speaks between 3 to 7 languages,
Oh my goodness.
right? And then within the queer space, it's so similar to what you'll experience in any in any space that has welcomed people that are, that are very expansive in their sexuality, in their relationship models, so many progressive conversations happening. The most beautiful women I've seen. The first 3 years I was here, like I walk with my mouth dropped. My partner at the time, she's like, your mouth, baby, your mouth. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But she just walked right in front of me. She didn't even say nothing. Oh my God. Oh my God. So that is the thing. It's South Africa has some of the most beautiful women I've seen in the entire world. And like Lisa, I'm also very well traveled. So I've seen a lot of women. And this is by far top 5.
I'm curious what the other 4 were, but we can get them started. All right. Well, you might have converted someone because we would love to have you in South Africa. Puerto Rico's gonna be great, but South Africa's probably gonna be life changing.
Yeah. So if you just tell me what the next steps are, this is like my first time joining, so
Oh, of
tell me
course,
what the
yes.
next steps are.
And so I think you found us on Eventbrite, which is great because I've been hosting events on before in 2011. I would send out text messages like, "This is where the event is. This is where the trip is." Then I upgraded to Eventbrite, and I still had to stay on Eventbrite, even though now there's a whole website. But I will put it in the chat. There is a website. I can also follow up via email. So you go on the website, under the travel tab, there's South Africa. You can click the book now, and register, just asking some simple questions like date of birth, email address, all the things we need to just keep in contact with you. You pay $100 deposit, and then we send you an email confirmation with a payment plan, and we get started on that. So that's how you would sign up for South Africa or any of the trips we currently offer right now.
Cynthia, what country were you signed up for or interested in?
Kenya. So
Kenya.
I'm gonna go on the site and sign up for Kenya and start the process because I'm truly interested in that one.
Yes.
And
Kenya.
like I said, I do want to do South Africa. It's just that I'm in school, but
No.
I hope that you do the same itinerary the next time that I have off. That would be great because the Soweto, south of Western Townships, that
Yes,
really piques my interest.
for sure. Hi, Shara.
Hello, how's everybody doing? I'm an educator as well, so I had to switch off of this trip, and I'm going to Kenya instead. This one. So I'll do Kenya and Bali in June and August since I have off for the summer.
All
But
right.
welcome everybody. Nice to meet you all.
Nice. Shara, where are you calling in from?
I'm originally from Philly. I live in South Florida now, and
Nice.
go back and forth between the two.
Yeah, we started the conversation just with saying a place that you would recommend to somebody to travel to that you've been to. Do you have somewhere you want to offer really quick?
I don't know. DR was a lot of fun. Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was fun. Also, I went there for Thanksgiving. Just 2 years ago. That was really fun. Yeah.
Okay, Puerto Rico's on the list. So, but I just converted Krisha. Krisha was going to Puerto Rico. Now she's coming to South Africa.
Nice. I was going to South Africa first, but as an educator, I had to back out that time. So hopefully, when we circle back, I can come to South Africa for the next one. If y'all do something during the summer months or the December is even better. I'll be off for a whole 6 weeks.
All right, we'll talk about December and where we potentially go then. All right, we have a little over a half hour left. I want to get through the rest of the trips if possible, but only the trips that people are interested in going to. In full disclosure, I was so excited to have Charlene on today, and she was the main attraction, right, today. But I thought that my travel partner for Kenya might be able to join us. We might have gotten our wires crossed because there is a little bit of a time difference there. It's still so bright in South Africa right now, Curleen. So it's hard to believe that it's what, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock?
It is, it's 7 o'clock. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little gloomy right now because it's been raining today. I mean, South Africa weather is very temperamental. It is warm mostly throughout the year, but then it'll just rain out of nowhere for like a long time. And then it'll be cold or so, but the summers, it rains. It does rain a lot in the summer. And we're in the summer right now.
Okay, got it. I think that they're an hour behind in Kenya, so it's probably going on 9 o'clock there. Maybe she's sleeping. I don't know. Her name is Najiri. She will join us for the next one, and it will be filmed and put on the website, and hopefully by the end of the year. So if you can't make a future info session, but you still want to hear Najiri talk about the trip, she'll be here personally. But for now, you got me. So I only wanted to share trips that people, were actually interested in going on because your time is valuable. So we have Puerto Rico. I believe, Trisha, you said you were interested in Puerto Rico. If you'd like to still hear about it, I'm happy to present it, give you more details. We also have Bali, Kenya, Portugal, and Spain. I'm not going to have time to present Thailand today, sorry. But nobody mentioned that, so we can save that for another day. But out of those 4 places, Puerto Rico, Bali, Kenya. I'm gonna share Kenya because everybody's interested in that. It's not gonna be as the same as if Nigeria was here, but I'll try to live in her spirit. It's hard to follow after Ferline though. And Portugal and Spain, I didn't hear anybody mention that.
I might be interested in Spain. Yes.
Okay. Are you still interested in Puerto Rico, Trisha? I can go through it very quickly.
Would you? Because if
Of course, yeah,
in the future, you may decide to go there again. So
yeah, that's what we're here for. Okay. I present these on my own typically, so it's just really again a treat to have Perlene because she has all the firsthand experience and she's been to all the places. Some of these, I mean, I've been to South Africa, but not how we're going to South Africa in April. Same with Puerto Rico. But our Puerto Rico trip, very excited about this trip. We are going to, my Spanish is off the bag. I keep saying Luquillo. Thank you. Luquillo, Puerto Rico, May 12th through the 17th of next year. I'm very excited to partner with Soul Flowers, who is a Lesbifriends because I met her through the community here in DMV through events. And she moved to Puerto Rico a couple years ago to start a wellness company. She's always been in the wellness field, but she wants to bring wellness retreats to women of color. So she was on an info session a little over a year ago, and I presented the opportunity of potentially working together. There's always a wellness component, as you can see from our South Africa trip. There's always a wellness component on all Lesbifriends trips, whether it be meditation, yoga, sound bath, some sort of healing or journaling. But we decided to pour into this trip and put all of the wellness into it. So we're partnering with local practitioners to bring you a lot of great wellness activities that you will be doing collectively, but also you'll be able to have plenty of break off time to do individually so you can get your fill out of this trip. So as you saw in South Africa, we are staying in 2 very nice 4+ star hotels, accommodations. We're doing it a little bit differently in Puerto Rico because of the type of trip it is. And it's I'm not gonna say more intimate because this is a up to 25-person trip. It just depends how the rooms get booked. But and if we're about halfway full, so we have a little over 10 people coming on this trip so far. But we decided to rent a private villa. so that we can have a little bit more control over our environment. So the place that we are staying, it's pictured in this slide. We have our own pool. We have our own outdoor space. Some, games, a little tabletop game. There's also very nice big spaces inside the house as well as very large bedrooms. The bedrooms are going to be single occupancy or single double occupancy, or there are even bunk bed occupancy for those who might want to go the more cost effective route and not mind sharing a space with other people. We will be sleeping, but sleep is not so part of the trip necessarily. It's the wellness activities as well as the connections you'll be building. So this is actually a picture of the neighborhood that we'll be staying in, like South Africa. And Cape Town is very vibrant. It's also very walkable. There are shops and restaurants where you can explore. Every day we will have a chef come to the house and prepare us. We have a flexitarian menu that we're having in Puerto Rico. So it's going to be, vegetable, plant-based, but for those who like meat and seafood protein, there will be options for that as well. We do have some group meals that are included, but some of the meals are going to be on your own. So it's nice that we're in this very walkable neighborhood so you can explore on your own as well. A little bit more about this specific community. Part of the reason why we chose, help me again, Ferlene. Luquillo?
Oh, Luquillo.
I gotta say it both. Luquillo is because it is by the beach. It is it's a very friendly neighborhood. It's also very safe. As most of Puerto Rico. It's not very far from the rainforest, local cuisine, and there's a lot of cultural aspects that we just wanted people to take care of or take advantage of in this specific community. It's a beautiful community, so you'll get the best of both worlds: city life, a little bit of country life, and of course beach life. Some of the activities that we are going to be doing, again, we could fly people in, from the States, and we've been approached by a lot of people. Hey, we want to be your yoga therapist on this trip. And we're like, well, that is great, but also we're trying to keep costs low and support the local community. So we are, when possible, partnering with brown queer women who are practitioners locally to offer these things to the group. So one of the activities that we're going to be doing is a sound bowl healing. I don't know if anybody's ever done one of these, but I've done a few personally, and I actually have a local event coming up. I wish you guys were all a little bit closer, but if you ever want to come to DC, know that on a weekend you might be able to come to a Lesbifriends event, because I do local activities as well. But I'm having a sound bowl healing, journaling, vision board, New Year, New You event January 7th for people in the DC metro area. And sound bowl healing is I've had two really good ones and one not so great one. The one that was the best one was probably one where I had an out of body experience. So it's literally you're getting therapy from the vibrations of the bowl, of the instruments that are being used. It is very healing, like the title says. You will probably take a nap because you are so relaxed. It's a safe space. Typically you set up some blankets, a pillow, might post up on a couch. But the last one that was pretty remarkable to me, I had an out of body experience where I woke up and I was hovering above myself. And
Oh, wow.
I saw myself, like I was floating and I saw myself And before doing this activity, the sound bowl healing, it was at a friend's house. It was very small. We set intentions, and my intention was to like be closer to my sister or try to mend that relationship. And I felt like that was so significant for me that and that I got the most out of this particular experience because when I woke up from my sound bath, like I saw myself hovering over myself, and then I woke up, and then it was literally like I was sucking the life back into myself. Like it literally, like I don't want to say I died and came back to life, but that's how it felt. Like I felt like I couldn't breathe, and then I sucked all the air back in. And then this was last year, and I actually did have a pretty good year with my sister, starting out at least. Uh, so I felt like the intention rang true, but people will get different things from it. But it's a powerful experience. Um, but that's just one of the experiences that we're going to be doing. Another includes a visit to a bioluminescent bay. This is a bay that is naturally lit with light underground. So we are going to, hopefully everybody will go into it. All activities are optional, but I encourage people to show up, see how they feel, and then opt out if they're really not feeling it. That's happened on multiple trips. Like there were several people who didn't want to go horseback riding or ATV riding in Dominican Republic or the Poconos, and then they got there and then they're like, okay, let me saddle up. And then it was like one of the best experiences that they had on the trip, they said. So this is it's going to be another very peaceful experience, hopefully maybe even spiritual, where we're going to be connecting one with nature. We're going to do a couple other water activities as well. But I've heard that's a really magical experience. We are also going to do an Afro-diasporic dance class in the local community. So we're going to learn some local dance moves, but of course they're going to be connected to our African roots, which is going to be really exciting. And this is just a list of all of the activities that are, and I couldn't even include them all, that are included. We have another dance class called Bamba. We're going to do a cultural tour in a local community and a gardening project. When possible, I do try to um, do an immersive experience with the community, if possible, a volunteer initiative. So that will be our gardening community project. We'll get to hopefully leave a little piece of us in Puerto Rico. We'll do quite a few guided journaling activities and some guided wellness talks. We'll do some stretching, yoga, meditation as well. And again, eat really good food, connecting with our community that we're there with. But also there will be free time and rest time for people to get their fill and rejuvenate on their own. So again, just all the things that this trip is going to encompass. This trip is a 6-day, 5-night trip. Um, Again, all the recaps of all the great things we're going to be doing, and this trip starts at 12:50. Same with the other trip with South Africa. Everything you can register for on the website if you're interested. If you have more questions, happy to answer them specifically about Puerto Rico. But it's hopefully pretty straightforward. Just want to share one more thing before I open up with questions. So a Lesbifriends trip isn't just like a trip where you're gonna, like we tell you where to meet us and you pay the money and you sign up. It's really a community and it's really an experience. So at least a month before the trip, outside of these info sessions to learn about trips, we have a info session just for the people coming on the trip. So we get to meet with the trip leaders, we answer any questions. We also create a group chat about again a month ahead of the trip, so we can communicate, get to know one another, do some light icebreakers in WhatsApp group chat before the trip. If you don't have a roommate, we pair you with, and you want a roommate, we pair you with one, we give you a questionnaire, you answer it, and we pair you up based on your tastes and your personality, and your sleep preferences and all that good stuff. And we make that introduction well before the trip as well. We also put together a travel guide for you so you know what to pack. You might need to know what should I bring for the Suboto day tour out? You know, what kind of shoes should I wear? How much of walking am I going to be doing? So we even have a suggested, this is what I should wear on this day. Or if, you know, we're going to go to a pool, we tell you to, you know, pack a bathing suit, bring a towel. So it's really an all-inclusive experience, not just for, you know, you show up at the airport with your luggage. We're going to make sure you are covered with knowing what the weather is, knowing what the currency is, knowing, you know, transportation and how to get around when you get there as well. All well in advance. Okay. Any questions about Puerto Rico before we head to Bali?
Sounds good. Thank you, Lisa.
No problem. Sorry I'm talking fast. I just want to fit it all in. I know it's Sunday morning, afternoon slash evening.
Night.
Some of us.
Right.
And there are people who are interested in Bali, or we should just skip to Kenya.
We can go to Kenya since Cynthia's interested in Kenya.
Okay, I like that. And I know Trisha and Cynthia, well, maybe Kenya. It's sad we lost Shara because she's actually going to Bali and she's going to Kenya. And she keeps coming on to hopefully catch Najiri for Kenya. I'm gonna get Najiri one of these days. Yes, bear with me. I am just pulling up Kenya. It's gonna happen. Screen is refreshing. Patience. All right, you can see a big old Kenya on your screen. We are going to Kenya August 8th through the 17th. Very excited for this trip. Part of the reason this trip came about is because some of the trips are just like selfish trips that I like, you know, these are places I want to go, right? Or they're places that I really think people would enjoy, right? So like plenty of people want to go to Jamaica, but as someone who curates trips and has traveled to Jamaica 5 times, I don't feel comfortable bringing a queer women group to Jamaica. It just doesn't feel as safe or responsible to me as could be. So, but Kenya is a place I've never been to. It's a place that has been on, you know, people have mentioned during info sessions. I've been doing these for over a year now. People have mentioned wanting to go to Kenya, to Tanzania. I think I started following this young lady on Instagram. She has a company called The Walking. Excuse me, why is it escaping me? It'll come to me. But she has a company there, and she's like me, a small shop. She likes to put on trips for people in the community. A lot of people who actually come from the States. Small group curated trips, and I reached out to her and I asked her if she would be interested in partnering as a queer woman. And we found out we both have a legal background. She's also an attorney as well, but she doesn't practice law anymore. She just wanted to focus on travel. I need to pay the bills here, so I still do both. But I was excited because everything she had, just like with Perlene, it just matched up. It was just kismet. So I'm so glad it worked out that I get to partner with her and bring this trip to Lesbifriends. Oh, of course. She's called the Traveling Walkilly. So I love her. I love her mission. She does great things. Again, in her community, these are some of the trips that she's posted personally, the pictures that you see here. And specifically, they curate transformative journeys, fostering belonging and acceptance, which is very much aligned with Lesbifriends and creating community and wanting people to be their authentic selves. Um, so yes, her name is Najiri, and she will be on the trip with us, just like Perlene will be on the trip with us in South Africa, giving us that personal firsthand experience, so we can pick their brains the entire trip. This trip will be a little bit smaller. There's a total of 16 people going, including Najiri and I. There are 3 people signed up for it, so there are, what is that? There are 11 spots left for this trip in particular. The dates are again August 8th through the 17th, another 10-day trip. So we're staying in 2 different places in Kenya, just like we are in South Africa. First we
Your
arrived.
screen shared, Lisa? I can't see.
Oh yes, you can't see the screen at all.
Yeah.
You can only see me.
Yeah, just you.
Oh, well, I'm not that fun. Yes, I have screen shared. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, well, you didn't miss that much, but my apologies. User error. This is Najiri and our travel partner in Kenya, and these are some of the trips that she's done there. And we're going to the accommodation. So we, like with South Africa, we are breaking this trip up, and we first arrive in Nairobi, where we will stay in a 4-star hotel called the Radisson Blu Hotel and Residences. Ideally, I don't want to stay in brand name hotels if possible, but I also want to create. Also, there's an experience that I want people to have. So sometimes you will see a more well-known name like the Radisson. This is one of their nicer hotels in Nairobi. Uh, this is again a luxury accommodation, very comfortable and a very safe area in Nairobi that offers all the amenities of home. Next, we will be staying in Medina Palms, which is a Swahili style accommodation, another luxury boutique resort style accommodation, if you will, with again all of the amenities that you would expect at home. We really want to give people, we're going to be out and trekking through the city all day, so we want people to have like a very safe and comfortable place to lay their heads at when they come back at night. A little bit more about the resort. I'm planning on getting in this pool. It looks so picturesque, but just the weather in Kenya is going to be amazing. Just like in South Africa, we're going to have great weather. I can feel it. This specific location, the Medina Palms, we can go mountain biking. These are things additional to what is on the itinerary, which is already jam-packed with plenty of things to do. But in downtime, there's mountain biking that we can take advantage of, game fishing, golf, and even sunset cruises. Back to Nairobi, and a little bit more about the outside of the accommodations. It's walking distance from markets, museums. There are also day trips, and there is an arboretum that we can take advantage of and get away from the hustle and bustle of the day. Excuse me. Just getting over the flu, guys. So I'm very excited that this is my first time coughing. Okay. I'm gonna share a little bit about the day-to-day itinerary with you. Excuse me. As I go through some of the activities that are on our list. So, day 1, just to give you an idea, we're gonna arrive in Nairobi. We're gonna get settled at the Radisson Blu, and then we're gonna have a welcome dinner together. Day 2, it's going to be a day of exploring in Nairobi City, where we're going to do a market tour. Day 3, we're going to go to the Mara, and we're going to experience a bush dinner. and an evening game drive, which is part of our safari. And then we will switch to our different accommodations at the Mara, which is the Mara camp. I'm going to butcher this again. Tipikawani Mara camp. And so we'll get to relax that day to get us prepared for an early morning game drive, another day of safari, where we'll have a riverbed breakfast. So a breakfast on the river. We'll have a very chill afternoon, so we'll have some free time. And then we'll have an evening sundowner where we'll get together as a group, have evening discussion, play games, and just reflect about the day and our experience so far on the trip. We got up early on day 5, so excuse me, on day 4. So on day 5 we'll get to sleep in. Then we'll have brunch, and then we will depart from Nairobi via the train station. So we're gonna have an explorative day on the train to our next destination. We'll have and we'll take a train to the coast. So we got to experience the city and the safari. Now we're going to go to the beach and see a little bit of the water, and a little bit of a different a perspective of Kenya. When we get to the coast, we will we'll get settled in our hotels. We'll have free time, and then we'll all do a group dinner that will be prepared at the hotel. Day 7, we're going to do half a day sailing with a seafood lunch or whatever people like to eat. We do honor all dietary restrictions. Then we'll go back to the hotel for some relaxing, and then we'll have dinner at a very delicious and a little bit popular spot called the Crab Shack Basso. We're on day 8 now. I know this is a lot. Hopefully we've had plenty of downtime because today we're going to be moving, and this will be our adventure day. So people will get to choose between enjoying a quad bike, a jet ski, or wakeboarding, and there will be lessons involved for all of these. Then we'll have another evening sundowner with dinner at a place called the Chat House. And then this is our night out. This is our adventure night. So we're gonna get dressed up, go get refreshed, dressed up, and then we're gonna go to a queer event. Either a club or an open mic. They have a lot of things. Nigeria is very involved in the community there. So we'll have plenty to choose from. Day 9, one more whole day in Kenya. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is our personal day with where we get to choose a relaxing activity. So we can either do yoga and a massage or henna and a massage. And then we're going to have an afternoon lunch before departing for Nairobi and having one last night in Nairobi as a group. We'll probably go out, hit the town there as well. And then day 10, we say our farewells, and hopefully we have a couple lifelong friends and we stay in touch forever. But that is sorry, and I should have been progressing, not just reading. But these are just some things that we'll experience on the trip: wakeboarding, jet skiing. This is our bush dinner. We're gonna have dinner in the game reserve. We'll go on a safari, so we'll get to see some animals, maybe engage with them as well, and have some really great experiences. Kenya is going to be another amazing destination like South Africa. I feel like all of our Africa destinations are going to be pretty remarkable. This is just a recap of everything I've been talking about in between my talk. And then our Kenya safari trip starts at $33.50 for double occupancy. I just do a nominal $100 security deposit for all trips. Just to get, just to not break the bank. And then, we get set up on the payment plan depending on when people sign up. That makes a difference on what the monthly or biweekly payment amount is going to be. And everything is the same, like mentioned before. You just sign up via the website for that. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from talking. I'm getting lightheaded. Sorry. Like 2 days over the flu, guys. Actually, I still have it, but it's a lot for me to put on clothes today. I've been in the bed happily. But any questions about Kenya? I know I kind of went through that fast. Sorry, I just want to be able to get it out.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much for that. I do have a few questions. Not a few, just one in particular. So I have some friends that aren't melanated, and I would like to invite them. Would that be okay?
Yes. So this is a group so part of the reason why I selfishly put some of the places I do, I made the group because I selfishly wanted to travel with the people, that I resonated the most with. So I have all the straight girlfriends, I have guy friends, I have non-melanated friends. They want to come on the trips too, right? And sometimes they do, right? Or they want to travel too. But sometimes it's just different when you travel with, like-minded people. We might not have all the things in common, but we have some things in common. So there have been trips where their wives are, the last trip I just went to Dominican Republic in October. There were unmelanated people that came on that trip. One of my friend's wives is, I want to say she's Spanish, but I think she's really Jewish. She just was born in Argentina, so she's Jewish. But she's been into the group, like everybody was very welcoming to her. One of the first trips I did was a ski trip with 7 people, and there were, 2 unmelanated people. So as long as people have I do have a policy, like a etiquette policy, just to have a good attitude. I don't want us to be the minority on our trips, but there can be a sprinkling of other people on trips. Boys are also welcome. One of my best friends is a trans man. He's been on a trip before, so gay boys are welcome. It would just be different if there were a bunch of cis men,
Yeah.
So, we don't want necessarily anybody to outshine our us, but yes, other people are welcome, and you are welcome to invite them. It's not a closed group, but it is a predominantly us group.
Good. That's what I've been looking for. It's just that I have a friend. She's an ally. She's straight, but we travel a lot together, so it'll work. I think she'll do well on the trip.
Okay, good. And I mean, I'm sure that she knows that she will, be in good company just because you're going to be there. But I've had a friend or an ignorant friend or two, which has been banned from the trip, talk about, oh, am I going to get hit on? I'm like, no, you're not even that cute. I know. I'm straight. You're just like, I'm just like, what? I know. I'm just like, I compartmentalize that friendship over there. But no, she'll be in good company, and everybody who comes on these trips has good energy, a good attitude. There have been like lifelong friendships, even marriages that have come out of these trips. So I'm not promising that. I'm still single, so I can't promise you what I don't have yet, but it's good people. That's what I.
You might not be when you come back here. You might not go back single. I'm gonna tell you that right now. None of y'all, any of y'all single, y'all might not go back that way. Just so you know.
Promising the dream, Carlene. So that is good to know. Great question, Cynthia. Did I answer them all?
You did. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. All right, I can do, if you guys have a few extra minutes, I can do Portugal and Spain. It's so remarkable, like our bodies, because like I was feeling good, and then that cough attack hit me. And then I'm like, yes, after this, I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna go lay down for a little. Okay. But I'm excited you guys are on, and thank you for letting me share with you. All right, I'm gonna make sure my screen is properly sharing. Hit the share button, just the prompt. All right, so we're going to Portugal and Spain in October. I think that's extra noise you don't really. Yep. Yes. So my last name is actually Gomes. Or Gomes. It's actually Portuguese. So I am selfishly bringing people to part of where my roots are, though I don't really claim it all the time. I'm Cape Verdean, so I'll claim that before I claim Portugal. But as you may know, Cape Verdean is Portuguese. So, but I think Portugal is a great place to start off. I mean, we all seem pretty well traveled, so I'm sure we've all been to Europe, but there are some members of the group who have never been out of the country. And so Portugal is a very cost-effective flight to take from the East Coast, especially. I don't know how much it costs Fisher from Chicago, but hopefully we can get you a good deal. But earlier this year, I went to my 50th country, Morocco, and I did a round trip flight going into Portugal for a night, then going to Morocco, back to Portugal, back to the States for $450. So I think that's also part selfishly why I picked Portugal and Spain. We'll be coming in and out of two different um, airports. We'll be flying into Lisbon and leaving out of Barcelona, but still two very affordable flights and three very beautiful cities that we're going to see. So, sorry, a little bit about the two accommodations that we'll be staying at when we're in Portugal. Again, when I can, we'll do more budget friendly trips. This is going to be more of a little bit of a luxury trip. It is Europe after all. And things cost money, and we're used to a certain standard, so we're not doing hostels. I've done plenty of those in my life, but this is not one of those trips. So we're going to be staying in four-star accommodations. The first in Lisbon is called the Mysore Hotel Tejo. The second in Seville is called H10 Corridor, excuse me. And both have been vetted by my travel vendors. They have excellent reviews, and they're going to be 4+ star accommodations, like all the amenities that you would be used to in the States. Also, they're in very walkable neighborhoods, walkable safe neighborhoods that are very laden with history, and plenty of really cool architecture. I think especially in Seville, that was one of the things that stuck out to me about where this hotel is featured. Then we're going to go to Barcelona for 3 nighs. And in Barcelona, we're going to stay in Hotel Rec, more of a cosmopolitan feel. And again, all of the modern amenities, really nice TV, Bluetooth multimedia setup, and a pretty nice bathroom as well. We are going to eat all of our breakfast at the hotels. I'm excited because I really do think Portuguese and Spanish food is pretty flavorful, and we're going to get our fill and try a lot of different varieties of it. This trip, like the other trips mentioned, we do take care of all the breakfast. Some group meals are provided for, but then sometimes you just get to go explore on your own and try a restaurant off the beaten path or some street food on your own. So I'll give you the play-by-play if you're open to that for this as well. So we arrive in Lisbon on October 11th. We'll transport you via um, a private car from the airport in Lisbon to the hotel. And I really like those. I don't know. I'm one of those travelers that I just came from Mexico and we rented a car, and I'm always jealous of the people when I'm walking by. They have like signs waiting for them. So anyway, we're gonna get that treatment when you go to Portugal and Spain. So there will be a driver waiting for you with your name on it and a sign. Then we're gonna get settled at the hotel, and we'll get to do a private tour. We're going to call this the private Lisbon tour, where we're going to explore Lisbon's roots, food, and do a cultural walk. So we'll go to some of the ancient neighborhoods, specifically Moriara and downtown. We'll stroll in some ancient alleyways of the 12th century. And we will soak up some laid back vibes in the areas, because these aren't super well traveled areas. Like they're very historic, but they're not going to be where all the tourists are going. I was trying to take us off the beaten path. So Moriara is a very unique place where we're going to stop. It's also the birthplace of fado music, which is and fado music, which is unique to Portugal, and it's in one of the most multicultural neighborhoods in Lisbon. So we could go on and on. We're gonna do 6 stops there, and we're gonna do 16 tasting samples while we're on that food walking tour. Then we are going to have some free time there as well. So we'll get a day to explore Lisbon before we head to Seville. And in Seville, so we're going to do private transportation to Seville. I believe it's close enough to drive, so this does not require a flight. We will take a flight from Seville to, unless, yeah, we will take a flight from Seville to Barcelona, but we can get to Seville from Lisbon on a private shuttle. So when we get there, we'll get settled in our next hotel. Then we're gonna do a guided visit of Seville. It's about a 3-hour guided walking tour, and we'll learn about its 2,000-year history along the way. We're gonna visit some historic sites like the Seville Cathedral, which is the home to the tomb of Christopher Columbus, if anybody cares about him. And it's a UNESCO. I know we don't care, guys. It's the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and where the largest Gothic church in the world is. So it's going to be very unique. It's that. We'll also get to see La Giralda, which is the cathedral's looming bell tower, another very popular site. But again, Seville is not I mean, plenty of people know about Seville, but it's not a place that everybody goes to. So we're gonna have some unique experiences here. Looking at architecture, looking at the history, getting culture, and also tasting food along the way, and strolling the streets as well. We have one more day in Seville where we're going to do, this is an optional day tour. I wanted people to be able to do their own thing if they wanted to in a city. So, but a lot of people just want to go with the group. So there's an optional olive oil estate tour where we get to go to a very historical estate and witness firsthand the production and be involved in the production of olive oil, which is one of Spain's most popular food exports. We get to do some tasting, of course. as we explore the manufacturing center, um, and ask a lot of questions to the locals who live and manage that as well. Excuse me. In Barcelona, we are going to also enjoy, then we get whisked off to Barcelona, where we're going to enjoy tapas and flamenco dancing. I'm sorry, that's in Seville. And excuse me, in Barcelona, we're going to do a local market visit and cooking class. And I forgot to mention the coastal hike tour that we're also going to do in Lisbon as well. But there's a lot to experience in both of these countries. And this will be my first time doing two countries. I think it's very doable, but I know sometimes people want to spend more time in a specific place. So I'm still figuring out what people want. And if people want, yeah. But I think 3 stops is a good amount to get a good taste of these 3 very historic, significant areas in Portugal and Spain.
Nice. Yeah.
Some of the
Thank
food
you.
we're going to be doing, some of the activities. I need
Good.
someone who's just going to click my things for me. Sorry. um, and this trip is around the same price, a little bit more than Kenya, starts at 3,700. There are about 4 people signed up for this trip. It's not until October, so still plenty of time to make your decision. I'm gonna open up questions for this real quick. But I did want to give you a heads up. On the website, I have all of the trips listed that are open right now. If a trip is not currently open but being planned, it's listed as coming soon. And there are a lot of coming soon trips, as you might have seen. So next year, outside of the trips that are mentioned, we're also going to Thailand in November. We're going to do the Lantern Festival. That's already planned, and that was released last week, and there's one person that booked it so far. We're also going to do Belize over New Year's, I'm thinking, of next year, and Aruba in August, excuse me, in September. In 2025, the lineup includes Brazil. We're gonna do a Houston rodeo, black rodeo trip. So I still want to make trips accessible, and not everybody has their passport. So we're gonna do some things in the States. Where Colombia, I've been there, but it's a popular destination. Everybody wants to go. Australia is in 2025 as well. And I'm debating between Egypt and Jordan and Morocco. I would love to do all 3, but people keep
Egypt, for
saying
sure.
Egypt, so
Yes.
I think that might win out. But yeah, if
I
there's
love Egypt.
any places you guys want me to put on the list, the goal is to right now I'm going on all the trips, but the goal is not to go on all the trips because I work for the federal government. I need to pay my mortgage and keep my pension. But
Right.
after next year, I want to have a travel ambassador program so that people who come on my trips and had a good time and have shown that they're a leader of some sort. They can come on a trip and be the trip leader with very little to no work to have to do, just, the main point of contact and potentially, that the trip pays for itself, in that regard. But I would like to have 25 trips or 24 trips in 2025. So I need more ideas. If you guys just want to give me your top 3, add it to the list.
Okay, thank you so much, Lisa. That was amazing.
Thank you, Freddie. Cynthia's thinking she's gonna give me one.
I am. I've been wanting to go to China to see the Great Wall.
That's a good one.
And besides that, so Africa is like is up here, and then everything else comes after.
Yeah, I mean, I had made a kind of like a vow and promise to myself, which I've kind of broken a little bit, that I didn't want to travel. I didn't want to put any money in anywhere that wasn't the continent until I've gone to at least half the countries on the continent. So um, I'm almost there at half. And but because of my work, they send me to other non-African places. But usually it's the diaspora though. It's the global South, somewhere in the African diaspora, which is like the Caribbean, melanated Latin countries, which I think I think somewhere in my, past lives, I'm definitely of Latin influence. I speak Spanish. I've always resonated with Latin culture. I was also raised in Miami, so maybe that has to do something to do with it. My neighbor's Puerto Rican, the other one's from Guatemala, the other one's from El Salvador. So those were my people growing up. So, Latin America, I'm really fascinated with, but Africa, I'm like, I need to give my money to Africa for a little bit, and then start to explore, unless it's for work.
So we got one or a few.
I would add, this is the place that I've always wanted to go, but it's not queer friendly. But it's
Uh,
Dubai. Dubai.
but I mean, I hear that while that's true, I mean, you can't make out on the street or nothing, but I definitely hear that it's an experience though to be had. Um, Lisa and I have a friend in common, she's an educator and she's been in Saudi Arabia and Turkey and all these countries that I was told stay away from because of their queer politics. But our friend is hella queer. And she's super queer. I don't know how they missing her on the way down over there where she's at. And she says, of course, if you just maintain your decorum, like I said, don't do like me and try to make out with your person in the street. You'll be all right. Because I'm gonna be doing all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna be my goddamn self is what I'm gonna do. So, but she definitely recommends some of those countries. So I think Dubai is pretty. And the city is fairly young, and I think we could put it on the list. I don't know. I mean, it depends on how open you're trying to be.
I would second that. I would love to go to Dubai. I mean, just to, for the cultural aspect of it, just to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
To add it to the list, Hermine.
Dubai, let's go. I mean,
All right.
let's go. um,
If you can't think of any more right now, it's okay. There will be plenty of
I
options.
hear Vietnam is good just because it's 2 cents to do anything.
I went to Vietnam in undergrad for about a week, and I think I ate like a 5-star meals every day for $5 or less. Like
That's
all
what I'm trying to say. That's
all
what I
my
hear. Vietnam.
$5 or less.
Sign me up.
And South Africa is the same way. Very inexpensive, extremely. That's why I'm still here. Like I got
Expensive,
maids,
exquisite meals. I'm in.
exquisite meals. I got maids. I got butlers. I got drivers. All the kids, they're spoiled rotten as a result. I can't do nothing with them. My children, because now they're just like, where's drivers? I'm just like, y'all stop it. Y'all stop. It's just
Amazing.
like that here. But Vietnam, I hear, takes it to a whole nother level.
That
Singapore. I've been to Singapore. Now, Singapore has amazing food. Put Singapore on the list. It's another one. It's a future city. So it almost gives you like Dubai vibes. Even though I haven't been to Dubai, but Singapore, it's like you're like driving through like the Jetsons. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Wow.
very, yeah, they put a lot of work into their the infrastructure, making it look real futuristic. And the food, you're just gonna eat your heart. You're not gonna stop eating in Singapore.
Well, we have a great list. Okay. Well, I have both your email addresses. I'll send you a follow-up email by tomorrow. I might go way down, sorry. But definitely by tomorrow. May have a discount code if you want me to put it down the deposit as well.
Please.
Um, and yeah, I do hope that we can continue to connect. I do have your email addresses because you signed up through Eventbrite or the website, and I do send out a monthly newsletter. So I'm going to add you to that if you ever want to unsubscribe. No worries, it won't hurt my feelings, but that's where I first share the new trips that are coming out and any, promotions. And sometimes I just like to shout out people in the queer community who are doing awesome things. So you might, learn about someone who's doing big things as well. Not just locally in the DMV. There's people who come from other places. Like we had VR. There were people from Texas and New York and Washington State who came on that trip as well. And we have a good group of people coming to South Africa too from all over. Yeah, so really looking forward to connecting with you guys. Hopefully I'll see you on an upcoming trip, on another Zoom if there's another trip that piques your interest. But thank you so much for your time and spending your
Thank
hours.
you, everybody.
I have a quick comment, or maybe I could talk to you
Yeah.
on email, but I would love to be able to be an ambassador or partner with you in Chicago for Chicago activities.
Oh,
I'm not, I'm not a, I've traveled, but I would not be a great, like I can't lead anybody. I want to be led. Don't follow me, but outside of my area, but in Chicago, I would love to be able to even have just be able to schedule some activities here in Chicago.
So we could do a Chicago trip?
Absolutely.
I would be into that. I would definitely do that.
Okay.
We'll talk, cause yeah, we need to get it. I need to know the best time, not the dead of summer.
Right. Okay.
But we'll talk offline. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Cynthia, you trying to bring the group up to Massachusetts?
I could do that. I think Martha's Vineyard in August is a great place to go.
Would be
Yeah,
awesome.
we could talk about that.
Okay. Do you go to Women's Color Weekend?
Yes,
Okay. I
very
went
nice.
there for the first time, so I'm probably going to be going back. But I would love to do something in Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard in Provincetown, and Women of Colors Weekend is in Provincetown. Yeah, we could definitely do that. That'd be fun.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, ladies. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna end this only because I can't do them.
You too. Thank you so much, Lisa.
I'll talk to
Okay,
you
thank
guys
you.
later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.